Hi, Faith Formation families. It's Miss Abdallah, and as you can see, I'm on the mend and doing really well. Special thank you to all of you that have sent me emails and messages and have been super supportive while I've been trying to get back to health the past week. So I am doing really well. I feel much better than I did. And actually, as of this morning, my doctor said that I can ease back into everything with our first classes next week. So I am really excited about that because I have missed all of you and I can't wait to jump back into things. So this video is just to give you an overview of what's happening this week. There have been some updates that I want to make you aware of. We, first of all, have had a few of the books come in, not all of them, but a trickling amount have been coming in. I'm not sure why that is, but I'm grateful for whatever we're getting. So we do have enough to cover every grade so that if we can make copies of things, then we will. I'm not going to insert any homework in the newsletter below, and that's because during this past week, some people have been switching up. So some people have gone from remote to in-person to remote. Some moved from home study to in-person. So because I've not been in the office and it's been kind of going with everybody trying to help me out, which I fully appreciate, I kind of have lost track of who's doing what. So what I'm going to do is just for home study parents, if you guys can just bear with me another week, and then I will give you assignments next week and let you know when the books or what you're going to be getting. I don't want to assign anything this week because we still have people that, once everybody is in class, I think this week's going to be really just to get the rhythm of the how things are going to go, get to know each other. I'm not sure how far we're going to get into actual academic material, well, at least for K through 5. Our older grade 8 and 9 have more time to do that. So if you're in K through 5 and you're doing home study, there won't be an assignment this week. Grade 8 and 9, you will, if you're doing home study, and I can't remember off the top of my head if there is anybody doing that, I will reach out to you directly, okay, just for this week, because I just want to make sure we get into the rhythm of knowing what's going on first, okay? Okay, so Sunday evening, the 26th, is our first night. Sunday, September 26th, 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. is our grade 8 and 9 confirmation year 1 and 2, the folks that are not in Catholic school, right? So you guys will be there that night for your first class. And what we're going to do is have you just come on into the church and we'll break it down. And I'm going to talk about the program, talk about how the flow of this year is going to go, and then break everybody off into their classrooms, okay? And then your teachers will guide you through textbooks and what's happening once you get into class this week, okay? So I don't have an assignment written out for you for this week. You're just going to come in and then do whatever they need to do. And I'll catch up home study people later, as I said. And remote learners, your Zoom log, if you're remote learning for grade 8 and 9, okay, be sure to look for the Zoom credentials, okay? They should be right next to grade 8 and 9 section down below in the newsletter, okay? So you'll log in and then we'll figure out what classrooms you're going to for your remote learning, all right? Great. Monday night, the 27th, K through 5 for the Monday cohort, you guys have class from 6 to 7:15. Right? And remember, we are going to start in the church, the main part of the church, with our prayer, and then break everybody off that night, okay? There's no remote learners for Monday night, okay? So please remember that. The remote learning for K through 5 will happen on Tuesday, which is then the 28th, okay? So on Tuesday night, same thing. In-person learners, you guys are all going to come into the church. We'll break off into classrooms. If you're remote learning, for K through 5 on Tuesday night, log into the Zoom credentials down below, okay? That'll tell you when to log in, and then I will break you off into classrooms. I don't have the assignments on there, and you won't have the book assignment yet, okay, because the books I'm still trying to figure out when I go in on Sunday, when I'm able to go back and just kind of figure things out. So don't panic that you don't have a book. We're going to have you follow along with the class for this week, and then I'll get you the stuff that you need by the next week, okay? So just kind of bear with me. I just have to get my bearings as far as who we have and where we have, okay? So you're not doing anything wrong if you don't have a book. Just zoom in anyway and follow along with your teachers, okay? No issues there. All right. So then, grades 6 and 7, you guys don't start till next week. So you guys still have another week to just kind of relax, hang out. And grade 10 through 12, you guys don't start till next week. So 6, 7, and 10 through 12, you guys don't have to worry about anything until next week. All right, so you guys wait and check the newsletter next week, and we'll have your stuff. I do know that most of 6 and 7 books are in, thank goodness. So I'm excited about that. So we will get all that straightened away for next week's newsletter, okay? So upcoming events. There's just 2 of them that I'm going to mention. The first one, which I think is really cool, and it's not in the brochure, but it came up, and some of you that maybe go to St. Anne's have seen it, and maybe at Lourdes you've seen it in the bulletin. But on Saturday, let me see if I've got the right date for you, because I want to make sure I've got the right date. It's next Saturday. The 2nd, okay, so October 2nd, not tomorrow, but October 2nd, okay, there is a pet blessing in the parking lot of St. Anne's. So if you have a pet and you'd like to get your pet blessed, there will be a priest on hand and somebody there to bless your pets, which I think is lovely. So make sure they're on a leash, make sure that everybody's safely bringing their pets. But if you would like to do that, it's at 10 o'clock in the morning at St. Anne's Church in the parking lot. Bring your pet, get a blessing. And this is in honor of our favorite saint, St. Francis. And we're going to learn more about him. In fact, I'm going to put a little bit of stuff in the newsletter, if not this week, then for next week for sure. We have a lot of October saints that are very popular that we are all going to just continue to learn about. But yeah, so if you want to get your pet blessed, and your family too, come on to St. Anne's at 10 a.m. that morning, okay? And then, of course, that weekend too is going to be our family mass. And our family mass, let me see where that is, because I think that's at St. Anne's too. Ooh, it's a St. Anne's time of year. So the next day on October 3rd is the family mass. So anybody that, when you come to class this week, I'm going to be signing people up to take different parts. If you want to go to the family mass at St. Anne's Church on the 3rd, or the family mass on the 24th, I'm going to be signing people up to either take part in some way, if maybe reading or maybe a greeting people, whatever your family's comfortable with. If you're not yet comfortable to come into the church yet, that is more than fine. But this is for those that are kind of been going and kind of are, kind of around and don't mind coming in for mass. Then we'll have a special spot, something for you to do. Okay. All right. So those are my 2 announcements for this week, and we'll talk more about trunk or treat next week. But you will start seeing those things in the bulletin. So if you have any questions about that until I talk about it next week, feel free to send me an email, okay? So thank you, everyone, for your prayers. It is going to be a good year. It's going to be a little rough start, right? But we're going to be fine. We're just going to keep going through it, because with God's grace, we can do anything, right? So take care, everyone, and I will see you at your first nights of class. Take care.